Hi, this is Coach Brian with the YMCA. This video is primarily for Heath and Max and maybe Brian. But if you've watched any of the other videos, you'll understand that any one of our players, even Zach, who's probably one of the shorter guys, or Jimmy, can become a post player based on other actions. So this is really for everybody, but initially intended really for Max, Heath, and Brian. So this should be a fairly quick one. Let's talk about just some basics of post play. Number one is let's try to avoid having lazy post players. So let's assume maybe that we're in a 3-out, 2-in, and wing has the ball. Maybe the near side post is mid post, and the weak side post is in the short corner. Either way, I think what's important for the two post players to understand, is that you need to be active. We're looking really at 4 different spots on each side where you can, set up shop and engage your teammates. You can be in the short corner down low, the low block or low post, mid post or high post. If there's only one of you, you can certainly float along the baseline. So the point is, don't just stand in one spot. I saw Heath do an excellent move on the video from last week where he was over in the mid to high post. The ball came over here, and he raced over here, blocked out the defender, got the ball, and reversed it and took a shot. That was pretty incredible. So we want to be active, moving, all different spots throughout the post. But the first part of that is just knowing, where you should be moving. So again, you get the short corner, low, mid, and high post. Let's talk about things that we can be doing, not just moving from different spots. We might have Max here and Heath here, and that's fine. So there's different positions, different areas that we can have playing the post, but we don't just have to stand there with our hand up, looking to call out for the ball. So let's talk about some different areas. Number one is in this situation, let's assume that we have a 4-out, 1-in. So there is nothing wrong for the big people. You should know the rules from the other videos. You should know if this guy passes the ball, he's going to cut. So if you've got to be watching the person with the ball, and if they pass, they're going to screen. They are. So what's wrong with you taking 2 steps, coming here and setting a screen for them, making this pass a lot more effective? So that's one thing that we can do is, as post players, is screen the people that we know are going to be cutting. If this guy's got the ball, we could also make sure that we come up here and set a pick or a back screen on the other perimeter player. He's going to cut here. We've got a quick pass to the basket. So that means the perimeter players have to understand that if Heath or Max comes up and sets a screen, you've got to go. Okay? So let's make sure that not just that the onus is on the post player, but it's also on the perimeter player, knowing when that action happens, I need to do Y. What are some other things that that we can do? We can set a pick for the ball handler. If this guy's got the ball, come and set the pick. If he goes this way, you're going to roll. We've got a pick and roll. Some of the neat things that happens when our big person comes from down here and sets, let's say, a back screen, he's going to bring his defender up here, which is going to create a big hole right here. So understand that the post players, by moving around and dragging your defender with you, it's going to create opportunities and spots for our other teammates. So we said we could set a pick for the ball handler. We could set a back screen for somebody that doesn't have the ball. We could set a screen for the person once they pass and we know they're going to cut. We can set a screen for them. I think it's key also, kind of like that play I said for Heath, is if we're in a 4-1, Nothing wrong with kind of floating back and forth here and going opposite side. Because even if they're in a zone and it looks like this, these guys are all looking this way. So if you're in the backside or weak side and you come float over here in the short corner, this guy dribble drives and these guys both come in, everyone's coming aggressively, he can get the ball to you down the short corner. So remember, it's not always about being, ball side when you're on the post. Be a little bit sneaky. Be a little bit creative. So there's all sorts of things that we can do. I think the main thing is hit your different spots. Become a good teammate and a selfless teammate for your other players. Set screens, set picks, all of those things. Something else that we could do is let's say that we're in a 4-1 and this guy passes the ball. And of course, he should know after watching the last video that he's going to Laker cut. And let's say he's going to fill out over here because this guy's coming here. So essentially, this guy's now over here. This guy's filled to over here. So pass came in, the guy Laker cut and came out. Everybody rotated. So now the big guy has the ball. He could also do a power dribble, and we'll just maybe come up with a with a call. But if he calls your name, let's say that this is Heath and this is Daniel, and he does turns his back to the basket and takes a quick dribble one step out to you, that's no different than the power dribble along the perimeters. So he could even say your name. He's going to turn his back to the ball or to the basket. He's going to take a big power dribble, take a step towards you and call your name, and that just means that we want to do a direct handoff. So all I'm saying is that our post players, there's nothing wrong with you calling in a perimeter player via your actions and even via your words and doing a quick handoff. Let's talk about a couple of basic rules, and then I think we're pretty much done. So positioning rules say that so this is the post player and this guy has the ball here, he is above the post player. Okay, so if he comes in here and dribble drives, if the ball comes in ahead of the post player, they need to get in the short corner. That's it. Get out of the way and become an outlet. So if he gets stopped, listen, his guy is going to come and try to close on you. Your guy's going to close on you. This guy in the short corner is going to be open. So some of the basic rules, Max and Heath specifically, really everybody. Let's say that we're in a 3-2. We got Max in the mid post. We've got Heath in the high post. We've got the ball out here with Riddy. And we've got two other perimeter players out here. If he comes in and dribbles this way, you've got to get down here, and you've got to get down here. Okay? Same setup. Max is in the mid post. Heath is in the high post. If he dribbles below you, Heath's going to stay right here, and Max is going to come up here. So the basic rules are, if the ball, even though he's starting out above you, if he comes down here and dribbles below you, we need to rotate up. If he dribbles above you, or if the ball comes in above you, we need to get to the short corner. So those are the basic rules about how we slide when the ball is dribble drive into the lane or into our basket. I think we mentioned this in another video. If players got the ball out here, let's say we're in a 4-1, he's got the ball and he drives straight at you, you're going to basket cut and then come over here. Okay, and now as he's dribbling, he knows he has you as an option in the short corner. Let's talk about really some of the cooler things. And again, there isn't a lot of, not near as much rocket science with this as there is with the other pieces we've talked about. But let's talk about some rules. Let's say that that Heath is in the low post. So we got and Max is in the short corner. So here are some rules. If you're on the back side and he's dribbling in, you know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to the short corner, right? Once you get there, you can reverse back. And that would be my suggestion really in every situation. Now, not the same situation if you're on the ball side, but I'm saying if the ball is over here and you're on the weak side, as the ball comes in, you've got to do what you're supposed to do. Slide to the short corner, pause a second, and reverse back. So that's kind of, I don't know if I'd call it an advanced move, but it's certainly a phase 2 over the basic. If he comes in above you, you slide down. If he comes in below you, you slide up. And now looking at a similar situation where the ball is on my side, again, the last situation was a situation where you were backside. So this time, let's say that it's coming at you. Again, it's coming from a higher position, so you've got to rotate to the short corner. This would be a great situation for Brian or Heath. And as he's dribbling, because the ball is coming to you on the same side, you could reverse with him. And if he gets stopped, he can kick the ball back to you. So we talked about a safety valve in the earlier videos. All we're saying with this is that if the ball is coming at you, you can even be in the high post. So let's say the ball is coming at you from here. You're going to go down to the short corner. He's coming in, and you can reverse back and basically take his position on the perimeter. I really don't want that happening too much other than if this is a three-point shooter that can reverse out. So those are the couple of things. Again, I think the main key principles here are, use all 4 spots and more. There's a 5th on each side of the lane. Don't always call for the ball on the front side. Sometimes start over on the back side and cut over here. Don't be a lazy post player. Let's make sure that you always have options no matter what the scenario is. You could set an off-the-ball screen where this guy is looking over that direction. You could screen for the person that has the ball and then work on a pick and roll. You should know the rules that whenever somebody passes the ball, they're going to cut. So if you're here, why don't you just step right here and let him go around you and do a brush screen on his guy. So it's about the same as everything else. Understand what's happening with the ball and then react to it. Don't be lazy, be active, and be a selfless teammate and help your buddies get to the basket. Thanks so much.